Silence is not weakness. It is strategy. While the world reacts without thinking, you will think without reacting. While they seek attention, you will build power. The strongest leaders don't speak first. They observe. They calculate. They control the moment. This audiobook will train you to remove the noise, remove the doubt, and remove the emotional reactions that make you easy to manipulate. You are here to take back your mind. To lead with silence. To become unbreakable. Chapter 1. Stop reacting to everything. Stop reacting to everything. That is where your power leaks. That is where your time disappears. That is where your peace gets stolen. Every reaction is a decision. Every reaction is energy spent. Every reaction is control handed away. Most people never learn this. They move through life in emotional autopilot. Triggered. Distracted. Manipulated. They react to every message. Every opinion. Every mood. Every disturbance in their environment. And the world knows it. You get triggered? Someone profits. You get offended? Someone feels powerful. You get angry? Someone now controls your behavior. When you react instantly, you are predictable. You are weak. You are easy. You have a choice. Not everything deserves your attention. Not everything deserves your energy. Not everything deserves a response. That's the key. The most powerful people in any room are not the loudest. They are the ones who don't move unless they choose to. They speak when they want. They act when it matters. They are not controlled by impulses. They are governed by intention. You must become one of them. Pause before you move. You don't rise by reacting. You rise by pausing. You rise by observing. You rise by deciding. 1 second. That's all it takes. 1 second between reaction and response. 1 second between impulse and discipline. 1 second between weakness and leadership. That 1 second is your power. Say it out loud. I decide how I respond. Not your emotions. Not other people. Not pressure. Not fear. Every moment is a chance to practice this. Someone insults you? Someone challenges your worth? Someone tries to provoke you? You don't have to react. You don't have to explain. You don't have to prove a thing. Silence is a response. Stillness is a response. Distance is a response. Sometimes it is the strongest response. Stop rewarding chaos. Think about it. Who benefits from your reaction? Drama lives on attention. Gossip needs your engagement. Negativity requires your participation. If you don't react, they lose. If you refuse to feed the chaos starves. Many people will hate your silence. Because without your reaction, they lose their power. Let them. Your job is not to respond to every emotional invitation. Your job is to protect your focus. You have a mission. You have goals. You have a future. You cannot afford to be distracted by every little thing. You have a choice. Stop reacting. Emotional control is leadership. You want leadership? Learn control. Learn calm. Learn neutrality. When everyone else is emotional, you stay focused. When everyone else is loud, you remain quiet. When everyone else is losing control, you tighten yours. People follow the one who doesn't panic. People respect the one who doesn't fracture. People trust the one who isn't ruled by emotion. Emotional control is power. Self-control is strength. Silence is strategy. That's the key. Observation over reaction. When you stay silent, you get to see the truth. People reveal themselves when you don't interrupt their stories. People expose their intentions when you don't rush to fill the silence. People show their weaknesses when they expect you to break first. Let them talk. Let them reveal. Let them expose. While they rush forward emotionally, you gather information quietly. Leaders move second, not first. They respond after they understand. They act after they have clarity. Reacting is survival. Responding is power. You don't need their permission to think. You don't need validation to stay quiet. Silence is not the absence of control. It is the presence of mastery. Protect your focus. Every reaction is a subtraction of energy, a subtraction of attention, a subtraction of time. And those are the three treasures of your mind. Your attention shapes your future. Your time shapes your success. Your energy shapes your character. Do not waste them on trivial battles. Do not spend them on emotional traps. Do not hand them over to people who wouldn't repay them. Focus is discipline. Discipline is success. You have a choice. Choose silence. Choose control. Choose strength. Give yourself permission to ignore. You are not obligated to react. You are not obligated to explain. You are not obligated to respond. No is enough. Silence is enough. Walking away is enough. You owe yourself peace. You owe yourself growth. You owe yourself a future. Stop letting small things steal big potential. Those who react to everything lose themselves. Those who react to nothing find themselves. That's the transformation you're here for. You lead with silence. You lead with control. You lead by not reacting. Every moment is training. Every situation is a test. And you will win them quietly. The new standard. From today forward, you will pause. You will observe. You will decide. You will not give away emotional power. You will not respond to every spark. You will not let noise control your mind. Say it again. I decide how I respond. Not your past. Not your anger. Not your insecurity. This is how you take your life back. This is how you lead with silence. And this is only the beginning. Because now that you have stopped reacting to everything, it's time to understand something even deeper. Your emotions are not your identity. White heavy checkmark transition to next chapter. You mastered the pause. You mastered the silence. Now you must master yourself. Right arrows chapter 2. Your emotions are not your identity. You feel anger. You feel doubt. You feel fear. But you are not anger. You are not doubt. You are not fear. Your emotions are signals. Not definitions. Not commands. Not who you are. This is the shift. Your emotions are a part of you, but they do not get to lead you. Most people never separate the two. They say, I'm angry. I'm anxious. I'm broken. I'm weak. But you're not. You are someone experiencing those emotions. And you have a choice. That's the key. Feelings pass. Your decisions stay. Emotions are temporary. Decisions are permanent. One moment of anger can cost you years of progress. One moment of fear can kill a lifetime of potential. One moment of insecurity can destroy a powerful relationship. You must decide what lasts. Your feelings don't get to decide that for you. You do. Say it again. My emotions do not control my actions. That is your new default programming. Because here's the truth. Emotion is a reaction. Identity is a decision. Character is a discipline. You don't need permission to take control of your own mind. You don't have to obey every feeling. You can feel something and not act on it. You can feel fear and still move forward. You can feel uncertainty and still choose confidence. You can feel anger and still respond with calm clarity. That is emotional leadership. That is mental maturity. That is self-control. Most people think emotional control means you stop feeling things. But that's not true. You still feel everything. You just act on nothing unless it aligns with your discipline. It's not about suppression. It's about direction. It's not about avoiding emotions. It's about mastering them. It's not about being cold. It's about being centered. That's the transformation. Separate yourself from the storm. Imagine a storm raging around you. Violent, but chaotic. Now imagine stepping outside that storm. Watching it instead of being trapped inside it. That is the power of emotional separation. When anger rises, observe it. When fear shouts, listen but don't obey. When anxiety grows loud, notice it without letting it drive. Become the one who watches the storm, not the one who gets lost in it. Say it out loud. These are my emotions. They are not me. The source of your emotions matters. Most emotional chaos does not come from the present moment. It comes from old trauma, old failures, old judgments from people who aren't in your life anymore. Your emotions are often reacting to a past that no longer exists. You judge yourself based on outdated rules. You punish yourself for mistakes you already outgrew. You suffer from what you survived. Not anymore. You are allowed to update your internal system. You are allowed to rewrite the story. You are allowed to grow beyond your triggers. You have a choice. Emotional awareness equals emotional advantage. When you understand your emotions, you gain leverage. You begin to ask, why am I feeling this? Where is this coming from? Is this emotion trying to protect me or sabotage me? Curiosity creates control. Awareness creates mastery. Your feelings are messengers, not dictators. Treat them like information, not instructions. Emotional control does not mean you feel less. It means you understand more. And when you understand more, you react less. The discipline of staying neutral. Neutrality is quiet power. Not excited. Not panicked. Not emotional. Not impulsive. Just focused. Neutrality lets you think clearly. Speak with purpose. Act with intention. Stay aligned with your mission. When someone tries to trigger you, remain neutral. When pressure rises, remain neutral. When insecurity whispers, remain neutral. Because neutrality gives you choice. Emotional reaction removes choice. Neutrality is leadership. Neutrality is control. Neutrality is freedom. Emotions are tools, use them. Anger can fuel ambition. Fear can sharpen awareness. Sadness can deepen understanding. Confidence can drive action. Every emotion has a function. Every feeling holds intelligence. But only if you are the one holding the controls. If your emotions control you, they destroy you. If you control your emotions, they build you. You have a choice. It's not about feeling less. It's about thinking more. It's about acting with discipline, not impulse. You don't need permission to stay calm. You don't need approval to stay focused. Your emotional control is your advantage. That's the key. You decide who you become. Stop saying, I can't control how I feel. Yes, you can. You can control how long you feel it, how deeply you hold it, what you do with it afterward. You can control your next thought, your next word, your next move. You are not a slave to moods. You are not defined by impulses. You are not a victim of emotions. You are the leader of your inner world. Stand in that truth. Say it out loud. My emotions serve me. I don't serve them. The new standard. From today forward, you will observe first. You will choose second. You will act last. You will remind yourself daily. Feelings are temporary. My discipline is permanent. Your emotions are data, not destiny. Your emotions are signals, not identity. Your emotions are sensations, not commands. You now lead with silence. You now lead with control. You now lead with clarity. And now that you've separated who you are from what you feel, it's time to learn how to speak with power. White heavy checkmark transition to next chapter. You have taken back control of the storm inside you. Now it's time to speak like someone who owns their power. Right arrow chapter 3. Respond, don't over-explain. Stop talking so much. Stop justifying. Stop defending. Stop explaining your every move. Every extra word you speak out of insecurity is a leak in your authority. Every time you over-explain, you weaken your message. Every time you justify your actions, you hand away your power. You don't owe anyone a detailed explanation for your discipline, your decisions, or your peace. You have a choice. You can react with words, or respond with control. That's the key. Over-explaining is a symptom of insecurity. Let's be honest. When you over-explain, you're not trying to inform, you're trying to be accepted. You're saying, please understand me. Please approve of me. Please don't misjudge me. But here's the truth. The people who truly respect you don't need paragraphs. They need consistency. You don't need to convince them with words. You prove it with results. You prove it with silence. Every time you try to make others understand you, you tell them your peace depends on their opinion. It doesn't. You have to stop performing for validation. Stop arguing to be understood. Stop trying to make people like your decisions. Because the more you talk, the more they question you. The quieter you are, the more they wonder. Power doesn't explain itself. Power simply acts. Confidence is quiet. Insecurity is loud. Listen to the difference. The person who is truly confident speaks less. They move with clarity. They don't waste time proving anything. The insecure one fills every silence with justification. They think more words equal more respect. But it's the opposite. In every meeting, in every argument, in every negotiation, the one who speaks last, who speaks least, usually wins. Because control is felt, not shouted. Confidence doesn't chase understanding. Confidence creates direction. When you are clear about who you are, you don't need the world to validate your decisions. You don't need their permission. You speak once. You act once. You move forward. That's the discipline. Every word should serve a purpose. Ask yourself before you speak, does this word serve power or insecurity? If it's power, say it. If it's insecurity, delete it. Most people talk to fill silence. Leaders talk to create impact. That's the difference between noise and communication. That's the difference between ego and influence. Your words should move strategy forward, not your emotions. Your tone should reveal calm, not desperation. You have to train yourself to speak less and mean more. Short sentences. Clear words. Strong tone. Yes. No. I'll handle it. That's all you need. That's authority in motion. You don't have to prove what you already know. You don't have to explain what you already decided. That's the key. Silence creates curiosity. Here's the secret. People fear silence. They rush to fill it. They reveal their thoughts. They expose their emotions. But the one who stays quiet controls the room. Because silence makes others think. It makes them question. It makes them respect your restraint. When you stay silent after someone challenges you, they wonder what you're thinking. When you don't react immediately, they start to lose balance. Silence puts pressure on them, not you. It's not passive, it's power. Every great leader knows this. Every disciplined mind practices this. Don't rush to answer. Respond with intention. You gain control the moment you stop trying to fill every space with words. Learn to let your actions speak. Let people question you. Let them misunderstand. Let them talk. You're not here to convince. You're here to build. And results will speak louder than explanations ever could. If someone doubts your vision, stay focused. If someone mocks your discipline, keep working. If someone attacks your silence, stay silent. Because time is the ultimate proof. And consistent action is the final word. When you move with purpose, your success becomes your response. You don't need to say, I told you so. Your growth will say it for you. You don't need to explain your boundaries. Your peace will say it for you. You don't need to defend your standards. Your energy will say it for you. You have a choice. Talk about it or walk it. Choose silence. Choose results. Choose control. Words should reflect control, not emotion. Most people speak from emotion. Anger. Frustration. Fear. They say too much. They regret later. But emotionally disciplined people don't do that. They speak from logic. From control. From calm. They let their words be deliberate, not impulsive. Before you speak, pause and ask, is this useful? Is this necessary? Is this aligned with who I am becoming? If the answer is no, don't say it. Because every unnecessary word is emotional leakage. And every moment of restraint builds your strength. You are not here to sound right. You are here to be right. You are here to stay in control. You don't need to defend truth. Truth defends itself. That's the discipline. The leadership of less. There is power in simplicity. There is confidence in brevity. There is mastery in silence. The best communicators don't say more. They say less, better. They don't repeat themselves to be heard. They say it once, clearly, and let silence carry the message. You can do the same. In your relationships. In your business. In your leadership. In your life. Speak to express, not to impress. You don't need to explain your grind. You don't need to justify your peace. You don't need to narrate your growth. Do it quietly. Let them see it when it's done. Because the moment you stop explaining, people start observing. And when people start observing, your power multiplies. That's the key. The new standard. From today forward, you will stop explaining your worth. You will stop defending your decisions. You will stop seeking validation through words. You will speak less. Mean more. Move faster. Think deeper. You will let silence become your ally. You will let calm become your armor. You will let results become your voice. You will learn to respond, not react. You will learn to command, not convince. You will learn to lead, not explain. Every word you say from now on will be deliberate. Every pause you hold will be intentional. Every silence you keep will be strategic. You don't need their permission to be quiet. You don't need their understanding to stay focused. You are here to lead with silence. You are here to lead with control. You are here to lead with clarity. White heavy checkmark. Transition to next chapter. You've learned to respond without noise. Now it's time to control not just how you speak, but how you command space. Right arrow. Chapter 4. Control the room without competing for it. You've seen it before. A room full of noise. Everyone talking, everyone posturing, everyone fighting for attention, like children fighting for the biggest slice of cake. And then someone walks in. They don't say much. They don't need to. The energy in the room shifts. That's power, not volume, not performance. Control. You don't control a room by competing for it. You control it by commanding it, through silence, composure, and presence. That's the key. The truth about power in a room. Real power doesn't announce itself. It doesn't shout. It doesn't plead to be seen. You don't have to tell people who you are, they should feel it. And that feeling comes from one thing: emotional control. People who lack control need to dominate the space. They interrupt. They explain too much. They seek validation in every glance. They mistake noise for influence. But people who have control, real, grounded control, understand this. Attention earned by energy lasts seconds. Attention earned by stability lasts forever. You have a choice. You can either chase the room or anchor it. One drains your power. The other multiplies it. Presence over performance. When you walk into a room, most people perform. They exaggerate. They overcompensate. They want to prove they belong. But the person who has mastered quiet discipline knows better. They don't prove, they demonstrate. They listen more than they speak. They make every word count. They observe before acting. Because they know something others don't. Energy is contagious, and control is the most attractive energy of all. Think about it. When you meet someone who is calm under pressure, deliberate with their movements, measured in their speech, you immediately sense authority. You trust them without even realizing why. That's not charisma. That's control. You don't need to raise your voice to be heard. You don't need to argue to be right. You don't need to react to prove strength. When you stop competing for the room starts gravitating toward you. That's the paradox of power. The less you chase it, the more it finds you. Why people compete? Let's be honest. The reason most people fight for attention is insecurity. They fear being overlooked. They fear being irrelevant. They think being loud will make them memorable. But being loud just makes you forgettable faster. You don't remember the loudest person in the room. You remember the one who was calm while everyone else lost control. You remember the one who spoke last, not first. The one who stayed centered when the energy turned chaotic. That's what emotional mastery looks like in action. That's what quiet dominance feels like. So stop competing. Stop proving. Start embodying. When you know who you are, you no longer need the world to confirm it. How to control a room without competing for it. Let's get practical. Here's what control actually looks like. In behavior, not theory. 1. Control your entry. When you enter a room, don't rush. Don't seek eyes. Let silence walk in with you. Your pace, your posture, your stillness, they tell a story before your words ever do. 2. Control your eyes. Scan, don't dart. Look with intention. Meet people's gaze, but don't hold it as a challenge. Calm eye contact signals confidence without aggression. 3. Control your tone. Never let your tone chase approval. Speak slowly, clearly, decisively. When you speak with intention, people lean in. 4. Control your reactions. The moment you react emotionally, you lose control. People who can push your buttons control you. That's the truth. So pause before responding. Respond, don't react. That's the difference between being powerful and being predictable. 5. Control your need to explain. Don't over-explain your choices. Don't justify your confidence. Every time you over-explain, you tell the room you doubt yourself. You don't need their permission. You don't owe them an explanation for your standards, your boundaries, or your silence. If they don't understand you, let them wonder. The psychology of command. There's a simple principle behind quiet dominance. The mind that controls itself controls everything around it. People can feel your energy before you open your mouth. If your energy is scattered, they sense it. If your emotions are chaotic, they mirror it. But if your mind is calm, centered, deliberate, the entire room adjusts to you. That's leadership without words. Most people spend their lives reacting to energy. The few who master it redirect it. And here's the secret. You can't control others until you control yourself. That's the key. Every room you walk into is a reflection of your internal state. If you enter with chaos, you'll attract chaos. If you enter with clarity, you'll command it. So your real goal isn't to control others. It's to control your presence. The energy of stillness. Stillness is not weakness. It's command. Stillness is power under restraint. Stillness says, I'm not moved easily. I'm not desperate. I'm not here to prove. And that kind of presence makes people curious. They start watching you. They start wondering about you. That's influence. Not because you chased attention, but because you earned it through discipline. Remember this. It's not about being the loudest in the room. It's about being the most grounded. It's not about dominating others. It's about mastering yourself. The person who can stay calm while others lose control, that's the one who wins every room, every time. You have a choice. Be noise. Or be presence. Closing thoughts. Controlling the room without competing for it is not arrogance. It's mastery. It's knowing you don't need the crowd to validate your worth. You've built it internally. You've trained your emotions. You've learned to breathe through tension. Now, when you walk in, you set the tone. You become the calm in the storm. That's leadership. That's quiet dominance. That's emotional control in its highest form. You don't control the room by fighting for attention. You control it by earning respect through consistency, composure, and self-mastery. You don't need their approval. You need your discipline. That's the key. You've learned how to own the space without saying much. Now let's go deeper. Because power isn't just about presence, it's about how you use your energy. You've mastered control in the room. Now it's time to master control in your mind.